Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at McFarlane Toys DC Universe Superman, or as you can see it is the Superman who laughs. So as you can see I have him up on a stand right now doing a slightly little flight pose. So let me go over this real quick. So this guy here has supposedly 22 points of articulation. He is a big pain in the ass to try and pose. To get him to stand, you can get him to stand and you can get him to pose. He's just not the easiest. So I put him in this pose because, it's just a really cool pose. But besides that, look, he doesn't come with many accessories. He comes with a little tiny stand and he comes with a card of himself. The only other accessories he comes with are two open hands, and that's it. Okay, and they have peg holes. Pop them off, and then the fists that are on there, you pop off those, pop on the open hands, and that's how you swap them out. Which I'll go over that real quick with you. But with that being said, the sculpt on this guy is awesome. I really like this sculpt. I'm not a big Superman fan, but this guy here is just so demonic looking, so menacing that I just had to pick him up. Tattered cape. Just the wide eyes, the smile on his face, the darkness around the eyes, that whole grin of just, he's just a demonic looking Superman, and I think that's really, really, really cool. Now, as far as the paint sculpt goes, let me take him here off this stand. Let's move this off to the side. As far as the paint sculpt goes, the paint sculpt is fantastic. Look at this face. This is what I mean by it being so menacing. Look at the detail. The lines in that paint sculpt. That is just one fucking menacing Superman. I don't care what anybody says. This motherfucker is just plain old run-of-the-mill, just demonic. Alright, so the paint, on the S is fabulous. The suit, the belt, the shorts, the whole costume itself. Let's put these back into a neutral position. His boots. Look at the paint sculpt's clean. I got a little bit of black right here on this. I don't care. It just looks like he's been into, up to no good. Just like with this cape. This cape here, it's beautifully painted. The back, not a bit of paint out of place. The hands, the elbows, everything wonderful. Now, as far as that goes, even the hair even has a wash on it. It makes it look like he has almost like green going through his hair because he has that Joker smile on there. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera as gray, but it's supposed to be like a green color going through his hair, just like the Joker. Because remember, in the Batman Who Laughs, the Joker poisoned everybody, and they ended up becoming, like the Batman Who Laughs, or Superman Who Laughs, or Green Lantern, and anybody who, I think he poisoned the water system. I know he shot himself, and that's how he poisoned Bruce Wayne with it. But I think it was because he poisoned the water system. That's how Superman and everybody else ended up getting it. But anyway, moving on. The detail to the ears, everything. This guy is just, sculpt-wise, is phenomenal. McFarlane does a fantastic sculpt, which is awesome, but at the same time, the articulation on this guy is just, I don't know, he's just very menacing. See, as you can see, I'm trying to get him to stand up. Let me just move this camera down a little bit. Oh. Alright. Oh, now we're going all over the place. Help me. Help me. Troubles. Alright, hold on. Let me get this camera better positioned down. Sorry, everyone. I know. Okay. There we go. That's better. Now you can actually see Superman. So as I go to stand him up, I mean, as you can see, I'm just having a hell of a time trying to get him to stand. Yeah, you know, that's just not cool. Oh, there we go. Got him to stand. And there he goes. So that's just my dilemma with this guy. I mean, he has just a hard time standing. And yeah, you can put the stand in his feet. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But I like to stand my guys up without having that stand, and they should stand. I mean, this is just... But this guy will probably be on that flight stand that I had him on. There you go. There you go. I got him to stand. All right, so shall we move on? So besides the paint applications and the detail on this guy, which is very, 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 very cool. All right, let's move on to his head articulation. Let's start at the head and move on the way down. So he can look up that much. That's as far as he can look up. All right, which is just completely menacing. And he can look down that far. That's as far as it'll go. All right. Torso articulation. This right here, it's on a swivel. So yeah, you have some good movement there. I'll give you that. But the waist, like I try to turn him at the waist, and oh my God. I mean, it's just really hard to turn this guy at the waist. So he has the waist articulation. He has the upper torso articulation. He has butterfly joints in both shoulders, as you can see. So, you know, it moves in and out. He can do 90 degrees, no problem. All right. He has a bicep swivel, which is really, really tight. I'm not saying you can't get it to move. You can. He has double jointed elbows, which is really, really tight also as well, which is good. I mean, you don't want loose joints in your figures, and that's all well and good for when you get him to pose. He has a wrist swivel, and he has a wrist bend. All right. Now, that's not my big problem with this guy. I mean, that's all well and good. It's this when you get to the legs. All right. He can do the splits about that far, right? So he has up here, he has that upper thigh swivel, you know, that only goes side to side like this. So if you want him to kick forward, he only kicks forward about that far. And you want him to kick back, it only goes back about that far. All right. He has his, of course, his double jointed knees, which they are hard to get moving. But he has a double jointed knee, which is fine. And then he has his ankle tilt, which is down and then up. And of course he has his toe hinge, which is also pretty nice. But trying to get this guy into any type of real big pose, I mean, unless he's flying. Like if I wanted to get him to where he was doing almost, well, like a superhero landing, it's just not going to work. He has no boot swivel. He has none of that articulation that some of the stuff out there, like the G.I. Joes or some of the other Marvel Legends may have. I don't know why they wouldn't put that in there. I mean, that would be really, really cool to get. But that's, I mean, yeah. That's a mess. Is he a cool figure? Absolutely, he really is. I mean, I like him only because he has that demonic look to him. As far as the hands goes, you can see you just pull off the hands. And you have your peg here. And then your peg hole. And just pop on the new hands. And there you go. Now you have him doing a menacing look. He's almost vampirial, like, I have to say. He's almost like a vampire. Honestly. And then if you put his other hand here. Get on there. So now you have his other hand also. So you have this one where it looks like he's telling you to come here, and the other one where he looks like he's gonna grab you, and it popped right off. But that's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. I mean, he is cool as far as the sculpt, and you know, you can really get him to get some. Actually, you know, if you have him pose like he's flying, you can get him to do, you know, some pretty kind of grim looking poses because of just the face sculpt alone. And as far as the cape goes, this is a soft plastic back here. All right. So as you can see, it's just very soft. And so there it is down, as you know, right here. And then if you actually kind of like bend it inward, you can get like a little bit of pose like that, like it's kind of wind blowing up underneath it type of look to change it. All right, so that is my review of the McFarlane Toys Superman. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share and leave a comment down below. And if I could get him to stand, I would. He's just a pain in the butt. So anyway, real quick before I go, like I said, I'd really appreciate if you guys liked, shared, subscribed, and left a comment down below. Tell me what you'd like to see. If I'm able to do it, I will. And before I go, I just want to say that is just one pain in the ass figure right here, trying to get him to stand or to pose into anything. Otherwise, look, let me go over the pros. The pros for me are the details that this figure has, the paint sculpt that the figure has. As far as articulation, you know, we've seen better in other things, and that's fine. I don't want to be negative about it because it is a cool figure, and by all means, if this is a figure that, you know, like myself, I was drawn to it because it's just a demonic look. You know, he's going to go on the shelf. He's going to be posed in one pose, and that's the way he's going to be left. Because I have no reason to do 1,000 different poses with him. Like I said, I'm not a big Superman fan. Not that there's anything wrong with Superman. I'm not a big fan of it. This one, I'm a big fan of. The Mafex that they came out with from the Hush series, I'm a big fan of. But this one here, like I said, I had to pick him up because he is just wicked, 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 wicked cool. I would suggest if it's just the fact of the detail, of the sculpt, the paint, and you like him, pick him up. But as far as articulation and trying to get him to do some dynamic poses and stuff like that, forget it. It's not going to happen. Otherwise, you know, maybe this one's just not for you. With that being said, listen, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be more to come. I am going to do a review on Batman Hush. I'm just going to do that one a little bit different. So be ready for that when I do it. And I will catch you all on the flippity flip.